You ever live somewhere that feels like a prank from the universe? That's Elmwood. Not in the middle of nowhere. More like someone accidentally parked on top of nowhere, reversed over something important, and built a town anyway. My name's Morrow. I'm 29. I flunked out of police academy because, allegedly, handcuffing yourself to the exam table while yelling, "You'll never catch me alive, coppers," counts as concerning behaviour. So now I work part-time as a courier for Elmwood Express. We deliver everything except babies and explosives. Unless you tick the wrong box. Which happens more often than you'd think. The other half of my day is usually spent writing a list of all the things I need to do to become a real police officer. Then forgetting where I put the list and eating pizza instead. My therapist called that an unhealthy cycle. So I've unofficially promoted myself to town investigator, until I find that list anyway. I've got no badge, no jurisdiction, and no real skills, apart from the ability to down 6 cans of Monster and fall into a conspiracy rabbit hole like it's a religious experience. But my special interest is in justice, and someone's got to keep an eye on things. Especially since the police chief spends most of his time talking to an enchanted, very badly taxidermied ferret with a little hat and no people skills. His name's Julian, the ferret, not the police chief. All right, did I mention the town's not normal? Elmwood's weird. You don't move here, you just are here. 1 minute you're on a lazy Sunday drive, take a wrong turn onto a road that shouldn't exist, blink, and suddenly your mail's being delivered by a sentient weather balloon named Carl. Yes, I'm serious. Carl's cool. Little judgy. The main residents are cryptids, but they're mostly chill. Bigfoot's our park ranger. Nice guy. Bit too into Pinterest. The Wendigo runs a bookshop. Doesn't talk much, but if she's having a good day, she gives disturbingly accurate relationship advice. And then there's Malcolm, a wizard. Drinks too much. Smells like regret. Legally not allowed within 100 metres of a carousel. It's fine. Everything's fine. Except my shed, which has for the past 3 nights refused to open, only to unlock itself the moment I walk away. Last night, it whispered something in Latin. Tonight, I'm going in. Because if there's one thing you should know about me, it's this. I'm either going to solve Elmwood's biggest mysteries or die trying. Possibly in a shed-related accident. Anyway, I'll be back in a bit. I need to deliver an emergency order of mushrooms to a pregnant Wapaloosie. Until then, any ideas on how to sweet talk a Latin whispering shed into giving back my hedge trimmer? Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the delay. I lost the laptop. Just for a sec. It was under the bread in the kitchen. I know I didn't put it there, so it must have been him. But that's a story for another time. Anyway, brought a torch and a crowbar and a bag of Monster Munch because I panic snack when I'm scared. Don't judge me. The shed sits at the edge of my garden like it knows something I don't, which is statistically likely because yesterday it growled at me in a dead language I had to Google. Apparently, it said, 8 eyes have seen too much. Not quite sure what I'm meant to do with that info, but I really think 8 eyes need to mind their own business. Naturally, I noped out of there quite fast, but returned with snacks and emotional baggage because at the end of the day, this is my shed. I've been inside before, obviously. It was years ago though. I think I was going through my gardening phase. It had paint cans, a hedge trimmer, and a dead spider I called Stephen. Well, it wasn't dead when I named it, but I mean, it's been years. Now, the wood's walked, the door breathes, I swear I saw an eye blink in the knot in the wood. It opened for me before I even touched the handle. Of course it did. I stepped in. Inside, it was bigger, like way bigger. Physics gave up about 6 feet in. The floor was carpeted in a thick layer of dust-coated webs. There was a coat rack made entirely of chicken bones, and a framed picture of my Year 5 class photo, with all the other kids scratched out. Cool, 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 I whispered to myself as my torch flickered like it had something dramatic to say. And then came the voice. Deep, gravelly, British. Sounded like if Alan Rickman had a sinus infection. State your purpose. Now, if I were a normal person, I'd have screamed, maybe cried, called my mum, but I'm Morgan. I adjusted my hoodie, held up my torch like a weapon and said, I live here, who the hell are you? Silence, then a sigh. Morgan? No, I'm Morgan, I shot back. And then it stepped forward. 8 spindly legs barely supported a massive segmented body the colour of an old bruise. Its mandibles dripped a thick viscous liquid that sizzled slightly as it hit the floor. Its 8 eyes shone in the dim light like shattered glass marbles, spinning and twitching in their sockets. It creaked and clicked as it moved, impossibly large, an eldritch abomination wearing the scent of mildew and half-remembered childhood trauma. It towered over me, at least 6 feet tall and just as wide. My knees locked. My Monster Munch hit the floor. Shit, I croaked out, strangled with fear, not sure if it was for the lost crisps or that thing. My torch blinked once, dramatically, and gave up, plunging me into darkness. Oh, shit, I said again. This time it was definitely because I was in trouble. I braced for death. Then, in the dim glow of the moonlight, it smiled. A cheerfully teary-eyed, crooked, horrific smile. It's me, it chirped. Stephen! Shit. Stephen? The spider thing, Stephen, wiggled what I can only assume was a smile. Missed you, he chirped. Right, I said, taking a slow, measured step backwards. Missed you too, mate. Love what you've done with the place, especially the murder carpet and cursed photo wall. Another step. Stephen shifted his weight, each leg creaking like a haunted rocking chair. You should stay, he said. Catch up, have snacks. I would, really, but I've left the oven on. And also the iron, and also I just remembered I don't want to be here anymore. The shed groaned. The door, somehow still behind me, creaked back open, bless it. Stephen tilted his head. I'll see you soon? Yeah, definitely. We'll do lunch. Just not today, or tomorrow, or ever. Okay, bye. So, yeah, that's where we are. The shed's not gaslighting me, it's just haunted by a 6-foot spider who remembers my birthday and wants to hang out. Cool, totally normal. Love that for me. That's what you get for naming a spider and assuming he wouldn't grow up into an emotionally complex cryptid. There's so much more to tell you all. But right now, I really need a bath. And a sleep. And possibly more Monster Munch. I'm meeting Tyrell in the morning to deliver a box labelled, Do not water after midnight. Because apparently, I've become the local Eldritch Amazon. Maybe I'll tell you how that goes, assuming it doesn't hatch first.